Welcome into a Friday edition of Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. Today on the show, the Braves won their must-win game last night. News yesterday for the Falcons that was not good for both parties, and I'm going to make a Falcons proclamation. It's all next. Jon Chuckery, Hittin Hard on Locked On Sports Atlanta.
This is Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta, and it starts now.
We welcome you into this Friday edition of Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. Head to youtube.com, put Locked On Sports Atlanta into your search browser. When you find us, hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment. We'll talk about that in just a second. 5-star review us on your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify and Odyssey. Free to download there, and follow me on my personal Twitter page at JMCH316. We said yesterday, last night was must win for the Atlanta Braves. And guess what they did? They went out there and won. Now, let's start with Max Fried, who we talk about aces in the world of Major League Baseball. Max Fried is an ace. Unquestioned. If there's any doubt about it, he's the best left-handed pitcher in baseball, and he's an ace at the top of the rotation. Last night, in what was a truly macho performance, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, not a single walk, 6 strikeouts in 93 pitches. Brought his ERA down to 2.6, 11-4 on the season, and outpitched Jacob DeGrom yesterday. He was outstanding, and that was exactly the performance you needed. Coming right off of IL with the concussion. Oh, let's we'll talk about that in just a second. I gotta make a I gotta be a petty person and make a point in just a second. But coming off of IL with the concussion, he was outstanding last night. And ask me how many homers the Braves hit against DeGrom. How many homers the Braves hit? Ain't hit any. You know what they did? Hit a base hit here, score from first on a single, use your speed, get around the base paths, 2-out hit, right? All the things we talked about. You're not going to sit back and bash your way through Jacob DeGrom. And what'd they do? A couple of 2-out hits for an RBI, Riley 2-out single for an RBI, Dansby 2-out single, get a guy on base, steal a base or use his speed, right? They scored the winning run from first base. That's how you do it. That's the thing about the Braves. Yeah, they can hit all the home runs. Oh, speaking of home runs, did you see the news story about your guy today? Oh, okay. Remember when y'all told me about why am I hating on Ozuna? What am I talking about? Okay, do me a favor. All those comments that you left, make sure in that comment box, go ahead and put your apology in there too. Make sure you put your apology in after, oh, why are you hating on Ozuna? Put your apology in there too. If you didn't see, Ozuna got arrested for a DUI earlier this morning. Okay. It's a bust. He's a failure. Just call it what it is. Okay. But you can go ahead and put the apology in the comment box right down there. Right. See that box right down there? When you were putting the comments in about why am I beating up on Ozuna? There you go. Anyway, so other than that, Max Fried and this lineup was outstanding last night. And that's how you beat another ace, because Jacob DeGrom's an ace. His ERA ballooned all the way up to 2.31. But he was 6 2/3, 9 strikeouts, 5 hits, and 3 runs. So give the Braves all the credit in the world yesterday for winning what was a must-win game. And it was a must-win game. Because now, instead of being 6 games back in the loss column, you're only 3.5 games back in the division. You still have 3 to play with the Mets, and you can certainly pick up a game or 2 here or there, right? Certainly can chip a game or 2 off of all of it. So here's the thing now, is keeping this momentum going. You took 3 out of 4 from the Mets. Now here comes arguably the number 1 or 2 best teams in the American League, right? I think we all would agree that the Astros and the Yankees have far and away been the 2 best teams in the American League this year. Well, here comes the team that you beat in the World Series last year. And this is not the World Series, and it's not a rematch of the World Series and this, that, and the other. One good piece of news, it looks like we're going to skip Justin Verlander, so you're not going to see Verlander in this weekend series. That's a good thing, because he's another top of the rotation ace, as money as it gets out there. So you're going to avoid him. So now here's a chance to flex your muscles again, but make sure, too, you don't stub your toe over the weekend. Again, You don't want to build up all this good momentum and then, take a couple of steps back for it by getting beat up by the Astros. Not that there's any shame about getting beat up by the Astros because they're so good, but you put too much good work in against the Mets to lose some of that momentum. All right, let's talk about our folks over at betonline.net here for just a minute. Listen, number one source for all of your betting needs and your sports information. Baseball is full bore pennant races. NFL is in its second week of the preseason. Falcons are playing on Monday. College football's 8 days away. We are in the heart of it in betting time. You want to make a few extra bucks. You want to start getting that Christmas money together. BetOnline.net is the place to go. Easy to use on your mobile device. Head to their website. All of your sports wagering information, live betting, esports, scores, podcast information, all the news that you need. You want to get involved in golf, you want boxing, baseball, football, everything is there for you. BetOnline.net is where the game starts. But again, not that there would be anything, shameful about losing the Astros, but you put in so much good work against the Mets that you don't want to give up that momentum to it. And now you've shown, look, we can beat DeGrom if we need to. It's not easy. You have to go about it a different way, right? A blue here, bleeder here, do this, do that, whatever like that. Punch and Judy your way through it. But the Braves have done it. And that was all the best of the Braves last night, right? Max Fried, an outstanding start. Your young guys that are just tearing it up the league, right? Your young guys, Harris, Grossman, right? All your young guys that are doing Grissom, right? All these guys that they're just coming up and doing so much good work. And then your speed factor. And I've talked about this for years, that the Braves speed is something that I've always wished they would use more of. And they do. And I give them credit. They get very aggressive on the base pass. Ron Washington is waving guys in. Why not? You got that much speed. Look, Grissom stole 27 bases when he was in the minors. Harris, we know, can fly over the bases. Ronnie flies all over. That's why I said the other night, I wasn't mad about Ronnie getting thrown out, trying to, be aggressive. I want you to be. It took some perfect throws for the Mets catcher to knock him out. Be aggressive. So this was a huge win. I don't think you can undersell how important it was to feel like we could get past DeGrom. We could find a way to win. And, we have our top of the rotation ace that can match up with anybody in baseball. And I feel that way. We talked about this a couple months ago, right? Max Fried is the best left-handed pitcher in baseball. The best left-hander in baseball. And I'll take him in a game one scenario against anybody in the bigs. With him and that defense and that lineup and those young guys and that speed, give me that combination of everything, and I'll take it. I'll line up against anybody. I don't care who you want to throw at me, what team you want to throw at me. I'll line up against all of those guys. So it was a great win last night for the Atlanta Braves. Did exactly what we said they had to do. Took the 3 out of 4. Now we're hardcore in a pennant race. Now you got a shot. Now you've put doubt in the Mets' mind. By the way, did you see the Mets fans afterward? If you didn't get a chance to see Frank the Tank and some of those delusional Mets fans, go on your social media page and find Frank the Tank, the Mets fan, and all that, and watch them screaming and hollering, and we're never going to win another game and all. It's great. Love to see the overreaction. And by the way, if we haven't said it either here, I apologize. We haven't said this yet. Screw the Mets. Okay? I don't like them, F them, screw them. I don't really care. So it was great to see yesterday. But if anything about Max Fried, if there was any doubts or any questions about what kind of pitcher he is, he proved and he showed all of that last night in that game. What a performance. Now you get the Astros. Now it's going to be, fun again. Don't worry. Ozuna's not going to be in the lineup tonight either. All right. When we come back, bad news in Falcons land yesterday, not just for the Falcons, but for the player as well. We'll talk about that next. It is Hittin' Hard with Jon Chuckery, Locked on Sports Atlanta.